The Youngevity UK and Europe Show with Dr. Wallach.
Hi, my name's Jonathan Smith. Welcome to the Youngevity UK and Europe Show with Dr. Wallach. Each week we'll go through the Dead Doctors Don't Lie show and handpick information regarding people's specific health concerns. So listen now as Dr. Wallach gives his expert advice on how to deal with the root cause of illness and disease nutritionally. If you would like further information on the products recommended in the show, they can be found in the description below the video. Enjoy the show.
The Youngevity UK and Europe Show.
Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
Well, I got a story here from Natural News, headlined, "Mounting Evidence Proves That Higher Vitamin D Levels Reduce the Risk of Breast Cancer." This was a study done by researchers at the University of California, San Diego School of Medicine, and they say data from more than 5,000 female participants from prospective studies and randomized clinical trials were analyzed, and the participants were at the average age of 63, found that far higher amounts of vitamin D are needed than previously believed.
And wait a minute. Did you say vitamin D or vitamin B?
Vitamin D as in dog, or D as in Doug.
Okay, D as in dog.
Yeah. Are needed than previously believed in order to gain protective health benefits. They concluded that the minimum ideal level of 60 nanograms per milliliter, and the National Academy of Medicine currently recommends 20 nanograms per milliliter. Lead author Dr. Cedric F. Garland reported that participants whose blood levels were higher than 60 nanograms per milliliter had just 1/5 the risk of breast cancer, noted by women whose levels fell below, compared to women whose levels were below 20 nanograms per milliliter. Said that finding is the strongest association yet between a reduced breast cancer risk and vitamin D levels. It goes on to say it's hardly the first study to find a connection between vitamin D and breast cancer. Researchers have known that those who take a vitamin D supplement 4 times a week or more can reduce the risk of breast cancer by 11%. The reduced risk of breast cancer risk climbs to 17% among postmenopausal women. A study published last year in the Environmental Health Perspectives looked at women whose sisters were diagnosed with breast cancer, which placed them at a higher risk group, which is trying to say it's genetic, which we know it's not.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they compared those who went on to develop breast cancer in themselves and with those who never did. And the study found the women whose vitamin D levels were higher than 38 nanograms per milliliter or more had a 21% lower likelihood of developing breast cancer. So there you go. Vitamin D to win.
Yeah, exactly. Vitamin D lowers breast cancer. What did you say, on the average, about 15%?
In this last one, they said it was those who had 38 nanogram per milliliter had a 21% lower likelihood of developing cancer.
Okay, 21% lower likely, okay. And then when people add just 200 micrograms of the trace mineral selenium to their dietary supplement program per 100 pounds of body weight, okay, it reduces the risk of breast cancer by 82%. This is in the medical school. Did this study at the University of Arizona, published in 3 medical journals. It also, on the other hand, the Harvard Nurses Health Study with 90,000 nurses over 20 years, they found that women who cook their meat well done, steaks and chops and liver and that kind of stuff, hamburgers, when you cook meat well done where the fat is seriously browned or even burnt, it increases the risk of breast cancer by 462%. It increases it by 462%. So if you stay away from the bad foods, the fried foods, the processed meats, the oils, the glutens, and then you take your 90 essential nutrients, including the vitamin D3, the odds of getting breast cancer is significantly reduced. And so these things are in people's control. They can do these things. They don't have to go to a doctor and get prescriptions. They don't have to get an approval by a doctor. These are things they can do. It's just like you're going to have your kids drive. You might want to send them to a driving school before you teach them how to drive, right? Kind of thing. Take control here. But thank you, Doug. Good stuff.
The Youngevity UK and Europe Show with Dr. Wallach.
Thanks for listening to this week's show. If you're listening on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and for more info on the products mentioned in this week's show, check out the links in the description.